interception. Incomplete pass at the New York Giants 30.
Well, hello! Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check out this video, and welcome to the Gridiron. And in my continuing series of possible draft selections the Giants might have at number 11, we start with getting to some of the sexier picks. Let's go with the freak on offense, okay? Kyle Pitts. Now, I've seen him go, and I've seen, a few mocks have him actually reach the Giants. It just seems like as more and more time goes by, his stock is going up and up and up, and where he's going to start getting selected starts coming down lower and lower and lower, meaning the number, he's going to be selected probably before the Giants get a chance to get to him. And even if he does reach the Cowboys, you could see that would be a Jerry's pick, wouldn't you? Kyle Pitts still on the board at number 10. Jerry's like, well, we don't have an offensive line. It's aging, old. We can't block. Can't protect Dak. We have no defense, but let's get another weapon in there. You could see him, right? I mean, it would be rather phenomenal, wouldn't it, having Dak, Zeke, Gallup, Cooper, ABCD Lamb, Kyle Pitts. That would be a unbelievable force. Their offensive line's starting to fall apart, and of course they don't have a defense. But you can see Jerry doing something like that, couldn't you? Just to spite the Giants. But anyway, I've seen him go anywhere. Actually, I even saw one draft. I think he made it to number 12. I saw, because now since the Eagles traded back, I've seen one of them pass the Giants and make to the Eagles. That's what they need. They got Dallas Goedert, I believe, Zach Ertz, then they get Pitts. I mean, I guess they're cornering the market on tight ends. But anyway, I had his pro day. He's like 6'6", 245, 248. I've seen some around there. Now you can obviously, he's just a bib, so he's gonna probably put on some weight. I mean, you could see him getting up around 255. Obviously not too much because part of his huge talent is his speed. So you don't want him bulking up to 275, 280, like that. But he'll put on a little more weight. He's 6'6", he's like an antelope. I mean, 6'6", 255, 260 pounds. I mean, his wingspan is almost 7 foot. It's like 83 3/8 of an inch. I mean, it's like one of the longest wingspans they've ever for like a wide receiver / tight end. I mean, his catch rate is unbelievable. He did a 4.40. That's a pro day, and usually in the combine, if they were in the combine in Indiana, it would probably be a little bit slower than that. But anyway, they did a 4.40 at 6'6", unbelievable. He did 10'9" on the broad jump. So, yeah, but who cares? I mean, the guy's phenomenal. He played 3 years. His first year, he didn't play a whole heck of a lot. I think he had 3 catches, 1 touchdown. His second year, he got himself into the starting lineup. He had basically 1 out of every 11 catches he had was for a touchdown. In his second year, he had 54 catches, 5 touchdowns. This year, pretty much 2 out of every 7 catches he had went for touchdowns. He caught 43 balls, got 12 touchdowns. It was like 18 yards of reception he had. Absolutely phenomenal. He can line up anywhere. He's a tight end, but he's a decent blocker. So you can put him in line like a traditional tight end. And if you need him to block, he can block, unlike Evan Ingram. Florida used him like almost about half the time as a traditional tight end, lined him up 48% of the time. 30% of the time they moved him out to the slot, and 22% of the time they had him out wide. So you can put him pretty much anywhere, and pretty much wherever you put him, there's going to be a mismatch. I listen on the radio and all and everything. Not on the radio, on YouTube. They would say like maybe Jalen Ramsey might be the only guy who can kind of maybe cover him. I mean, he's fast. His arms are ungodly long, and he's tall. He's a mismatch pretty much for anybody. Especially if you don't have a speedy guy on him, he's just going to run right past him. So, is he going to make it to the Giants? A lot of guys. I mean, I've seen Mel Kiper have him in the top 4. I think I had him going maybe to Atlanta at the top 4, number 4. Now we have to remember that there's only been in the history. All right, there's only been 3 tight ends ever in the top 5. Get drafted in the top 5. The most recent was Riley Odoms, Denver Broncos, who had a lengthy career, played from 72 to 83. They drafted him in 1972 at number 5. Riley Odoms didn't start any games that year, but he played in every game. He had 1 touchdown in his first year. And let us not forget, it was a cold, dark day at Yankee Stadium, November 5th, 1972. The Giants were leading 19-0 early in the third quarter when Riley Odoms caught a 14-yard touchdown pass from the quarterback phenom, Bobby Anderson, to get the Broncos on the board and make the score 19-7. But alas, the Giants would have kicked the Broncos' ass that day, 29-17. So Riley Odoms had 1 touchdown his first year, and it was in Yankee Stadium against the Giants in a losing effort. Then we go back to 1961. Mike Ditka, the Hall of Famer, who was drafted number 5 by the Chicago Bears. Now, his stats, he had a nice, lengthy career. He ended his career with the Cowboys where he won a Super Bowl. But his rookie year, he had over 1,000 yards receiving in a 14-game schedule in pretty much a running league. And he had over 1,000 yards receiving. As a matter of fact, his first 4 years were absolutely phenomenal. His second year, he had 900 yards receiving. His third year, he had almost 800 yards receiving. And his fourth year, he had almost 900 yards receiving. This is as a tight end in a running league. And I can go on and on. I mean, the fields are just sloppy. They don't resod the field after every play like they do nowadays. It's just dirt and mud. They don't replace the balls every play like they do. I mean, we're going back in the day. You got 1,000 yards receiving from a tight end in 1961. That's impressive. And then the only other tight end that was drafted in the top 5, which I saw online, which really kind of bothers me, was Billy Cannon. The Houston Oilers drafted him number 1 in 1960. Now the only thing, he was a tight end at one point when he got traded to the Raiders, but in 1960 he came out of LSU as a running back, or a halfback as they called him back then. So they have him online as the tight end getting drafted the highest of all time. But when he came out of LSU, he won the Heisman Trophy. LSU retired his number 20. So, he was really good. But he came out as a halfback. He later on in his career changed over to a tight end. But I don't quite understand that one. But anyway, we go back to Pitts. So there's only been 3 guys in the top 5 ever being drafted as a tight end. He would be the 4th one ever. And that's quite possible. But now, this is the question. We have a lot of question marks. Got Jacksonville. We don't even need to go into that. The only reason why Urban Meyer's in Jacksonville is because I don't think they have any state tax so he'll save some money on the money he's making as a coach. And Trevor Lawrence. If Trevor Lawrence wasn't there, I don't think Urban Meyer would be there at all either. But then you start working your way down. The Jets. What are the Jets going to do? They got a quarterback. If they're going to take Zach Wilson, who knows? Salah's coming in. Sam Darnold, he got a quarterback, but Sam Darnold's not his quarterback. So maybe he wants Sam gone and then bring in his own quarterback. The 49ers traded up. The 49ers aren't traded up to number 3 to get a punter. They're taking a quarterback. Then you got Atlanta. You got Cincinnati. Then you got Miami. Those are some of the wild cards. Atlanta maybe take a tight end. Atlanta likes taking wide receivers though too. They have no defense. This, that. They stink. Let's grab another wide receiver. So they could take Pitts. Cincinnati, they need some blocking to protect Burrow. They want to maybe get his legs snapped again, but they might want to take somebody, a wide receiver, or maybe take Pitts. Then you got Miami. We want to help Tua out. Maybe they take a tight end. Maybe they take a wide receiver. Then you got Detroit. They don't need a tight end. Because they took Hawkinson last year. Then you got Carolina. They could use a quarterback. And I said then you got Dallas. You could see them doing something like that. But there's some wild cards in there that could So where the wide receiver is going to go, where's he going to go? Unfortunately, I don't think he's going to make it to the Giants. And if he does make it to the Giants, what are they going to do? They just got Kyle Rudolph and they got Evan Ingram. If you bring him in, you have to do something with Ingram. You have to have a trade lined up or something. Then you have to have a trade lined up. Well, if Kyle Pitts makes it to us at number 11, you weren't interested in making it. So I can't see him taking Pitts, having Evan Ingram and Kyle Rudolph on the roster. I guess maybe maybe have Pitts in line, get Ingram out there. When Ingram's contract's up, you get rid of him. Maybe, possibly. But is he going to reach to us? It's a tough one. If he does get to us and there's a couple other guys on the board, are we going to take him? Once again, that's a tough one. But I think that his stock is rising so much that I really think that by the time it's our turn to pick, I think he'll be off the board. But if we could get him, he's a mismatch. He'll certainly help Daniel Jones out from day one. It would be exciting. And especially then we can get a tight end who can actually block and would actually catch balls when the ball's thrown to him. What a novel idea. Well, it's tomorrow, what I'll start doing is I'll start going over some of the wide receivers. Got 3 of them. I've seen them, except for Chase getting to us. I've seen Smith and Waddle making it to us. Or I've even seen some mocks where we trade up and get one of the guys. But that's tomorrow. I'll start going over some of the wide receivers that they have. But with Pitts, I'd love to have him. It would be a phenomenal choice, but unfortunately, I don't think he's going to make it to us. Well, as always, guys, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check out this video. You guys stay safe out there and go Giants.